Welcome to Active Sports TV LAC News. You're now rocking out and kicking it with your host, Active. Salute the Active Battalion. Salute new viewers. We about to get into this boxing news. Yeah, man, it was a hella fire weekend. You dig? Let's ride out and get into these post-fight reactions. We gotta start out with the Jake Paul promotions, man. You know, putting on a fantastic card, putting on some women's boxing. It was no other than Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 3. Amanda Serrano moving up another weight class, trying to be victorious over Katie Taylor for once in her career. That has been her kryptonite. Katie Taylor have pretty much figured Amanda Serrano out. Um, Going into this bout, Katie Taylor wanted to just put a stamp on it. She wanted to just put all the naysayers to rest, put the zipper across their mouth, let it be known that it's limitations when it comes to Amanda Serrano, and it's no fluke that she's been so dominant in her division. Being the decorated unified champion that is, and Katie Taylor doing what she does best, defending her titles once again. We got a fantastic women's card overall. You got Alicia Bonganger, dominating her opponent, going all 12 rounds and an unanimous decision in her victory. But staying on topic, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, they throw down, they get in the ring. Amanda Serrano, I believe she overthought this about, went in there with a complete different game plan than the second bout, where most will say that she had a lot more success. Being more aggressive with the jab, being first with the jab, also using better head movement, um, avoiding Katie Taylor's overhand right, getting out of some of the way of some of those lethal inside punches that Katie Taylor can accumulate. Also, Team Serrano main concern throughout this whole bout was, the head of Katie Taylor. They put an emphasis on that in their second bout. So, that was the overall, headline going into this fight. The main thing talked about disputing the reason why Amanda Serrano wasn't victorious in the rematch. For the third fight showdown, some Amanda Serrano looking to, redeem herself. She, like I said, overthought this fight with Katie Taylor. I believe she just overcommitted with some of her combinations, didn't really pinpoint her punches, didn't stand behind the jab, wasn't really too effective, and using her lateral movement, cutting off the ring. Katie Taylor pretty much dominated this bout. She won in fantastic fashion, from my opinion, putting on a beautiful display for women's boxing and boxing overall. Shout out to all of them, every woman on that fight card, the Netflix, uh, broadcast fight card. They did a hell of a promotion for that, and shout out to them. Moving on to the fellas, man. You already know Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda, man. Very anticipated bout, WBC title on the line. Everybody was looking forward to this bout, long awaited. Williams Zepeda been avoiding this. Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, been avoiding this, but Shakur Stevenson finally got him in that ring, and he went in there and showed out. He, put a little bit of the naysayers to rest. A lot of people said that he avoided a lot of engagement, contact, but Shakur Stevenson went in there today, the other day, and put on a hell of a performance, man. Still behind the jab, stayed in the pocket, put on a defensive master class. Looked it like Floyd with the Philly shell at times. The shoulder roll looked it nice. Williams Zepeda, he's a decent C plus B-minus fighter. I believe to get to the next level, he's gonna probably have to, switch it up a little bit, give us probably some a different trainer, man. I will definitely, go the Robert Garcia route. You know what I mean? I think he just need a lot more, toolish, man, sharpening up skills. You know what I mean? Especially with his feet work, he was all over the place, unbalanced. It led to him, getting countered a lot, being off balance. Shakur Stevenson taking advantage of that. And it was just a masterclass display put on by Shakur Stevenson, and it was a fantastic night of bouts. Moving on to the main event, you got to say the best for last. Mr. 168, Edgar Berlanga, talked a lot of shit, but swore he was going to back it up. New York, stand up. Edgar Berlanga got put down. Hamzah Sheeraz, man, came out there, man. Turkey, had faith in this guy. When him fighting Adonis, the Dominican sensation, it was disputed. A lot of people felt like Adonis overcame Hamzah. I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, but Hamzah, man, this dude made up for that in fantastic fashion, man. Everybody had Edgar Berlanga going in there, being the hometown guy, being the favorite, believing that he was going to find some way to either, viciously hurt Hamzah, or find some way to withstand some type of attack to where he edge out Hamzah in overall the victory when judge's decision. But it doesn't play out that way, man. Edgar Berlanga overplayed his hand. I think coming into this bout, he, didn't take it as serious as he did the Canelo fight. Maybe he let that fight get to his head. The moment, the hype. We all heard that, he was on this, victory losing tour after, just getting the bout with Canelo Alvarez. So maybe, he got too big for his bridges, man, and didn't do the work, didn't do the groundwork like he did coming into the Canelo fight, and it showed. He didn't stay disciplined behind the jab. He stayed getting hit with the jab. The head movement was non-existent. So he paid the price in doing so. And he got crushed, man. It was a devastating demolish demolishing by Hamzah of Edgar Berlanga, man. Really putting 168 on notice, letting it be known. Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, has just got more interesting because I'm looking forward to now what Terrence Crawford is going to do at 168. I believe he's going to be victorious against Canelo Alvarez. And seeing that Edgar Berlanga put up such a good showing against Canelo, it gives me a little telling some insight, some into what possibly could be coming for Canelo, man. Being that Canelo last best performance, I would say, was against Edgar Berlanga, and to see him get devastatingly knocked out like that by Hamzah, man, it leaves boxing fans like myself and everyone else, to bear the question is, was that the best Canelo Alvarez can do, and was Edgar Berlanga that good in the first place to even get the credit that he did to even go all 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez? So, Terrence Bud Crawford will be following up, man, on the next episode on Canelo versus Crawford, man. We'll be doing a breakdown of how that's going to go. 168, man, we got a new star, and Hamzah Sheeraz up there, man, putting it on for 168. What's next? Be tuned and lock in with Active, man. Active Sports TV. If you haven't subscribed, do so. Hit that thumbs up button. Also, tell a friend. Hit that for notification bell. So next time I drop more boxing, heat in these YouTube streets, you'll be the first one to be notified. We up out of here in a minute. Out of here.